All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, we're taking your questions. Get them in the chat box, wherever it appears on your device, whether it's down there. And let's answer some questions, stoke you out, get you ready for the season. If you haven't already started your season, because evidently some places still haven't gotten snow compared to the West. And let's just kind of go from there. So, ugh. Shout out to our moderator, Billy Ray Valentine. And okay, let's see what we got here. We got Quan How Phantom Permanent Wax, seen comments on how effective it is, but really through a season of powder ice crud, will it really hold up? Any need for a bed wax in the off season? You pay for a sintered base, which can hold more wax than an extruded base, but you fill it with the permanent material. Um, I mean, it's like just putting a permanent coat of Teflon on your base. You hit a rock with it, and then you get that repair. That area now doesn't have it because you're putting like a thin coat of epoxy. You're riding a rocky area. You really probably don't want to do that. And then, there's the whole thing of like, oh, an extruded base versus centered base, and they hold wax. That's a fucking myth. Your pores don't open up in the plastic when you wax it. It's your structure that matters and how good of a wax job they do, and then how they brush that wax. I mean, realistically, just structure your base. I don't believe in waxing at all. At all. So, anyways, all right. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Anyways, yeah, get those questions in. Gonna try to answer them for you. Tuesday, Wednesday this week, I will be at Loveland. They will be doing the next year's demo. So I'll be talking to reps. I'll be posting photos of next year's stuff on the old Instagram as well for you guys. So if you follow us there. But then Thursday, I'll be doing a live stream at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where we'll kind of just talk about what I thought stood out and whatnot. So, yeah. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see. Got some questions finally coming up. Okay. Hamster Coolman. I had Mammoth Mountain structure aboard, and it was pretty bad. Their grind wheel gouged the board, and they had to refill it and structure over the PTEX. First off, that wasn't a wheel that went over that. That was a stone, and it was probably uncut, or it had a chip in it, and they needed a new stone if they had to refill that with PTEX. Second off, that is fucking atrocious. Like, no shop should have ever done that. Okay, we got a super chat from our boy Billy Ray Valentine. RIP L Stacker's Adventures. Rest in peace. Mintern's water main sucks, but Ski Cooper does not. Thirsty Thursday. Pirates with robot legs. Boners. Man, crammed a lot into that super chat. Tommy B. Fact. He eats whole birds. It's true. M. Durga, what's the best voodoo spell, chant, and dance to make it snow? You have to sacrifice something to Uller or someone, preferably an influencer, because these fucking influencers suck. Ugh. Lloyd from Canada, hybrid or camber for heavier dudes? Camber all day, man. Hashtag camber cult. It's all about the camber cult. Actually going to make shirts and stickers that say that. So, yeah. Oof, you lose. Ronan, will you get to check out next year's captain boards? I always like to see their designs. Yeah, I will. So it's going to be, I'll post photos from Captain Spring Break, Union, Battalion, Rome, Jones, yes, now, Solomon, Rosenall, maybe Burton, if I feel like talking to those people. I think that's kind of everything. Maybe Telos will be there. I'm not sure. So, okay. Jam and Fresh, Super Medic or Burton getting old and needs something easy so I can keep shedding. Oh, gotta love that shedding season. You just get old and you shed. You just molt away the layers. Go with the Supermatic, and here's my reasoning behind this. If you go to Burton, one, I think their system sucks. But two, you're locked into three boot brands, limited boot options. With the Supermatic, you can use any friggin' boot in that thing, and it rides like a traditional binding, and you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I was talking to my old boss today because I stopped by the liquor store to pick some stuff up for some friends, and he was like, "Dude, you're not gonna believe this." So I'm at the chairlift the other day. This dude comes riding down and is like waving the lifties down, and his step-ons had locked in place and he couldn't get out of them. And he was like pushing on the lever. So the lifty had to like come over and step on it and kick it till the guy got out. I was like, at least with Supermatic, if the release tab doesn't work, you can still go through the front and release the straps. So that's my take on that one. Okay. We got Nick M. Avran, K2 Excavator or Rome Ravine Select, which one for heavy Tahoe snow? Either or in that situation, the Excavator, in my opinion, will be uh, just a little bit more dominant off the back foot and just the way it is. I think that it's actually just a hair more stable than the Ravine Select. But the cool thing with the Ravine Select is that you do have that 3D shaping in there, so that will funnel that pow out. And when you get into slush, it will do exactly the same. All right. Got a super chat here from Dan K for the pup. Thanks for the binding help. Now that we're almost halfway through the season, what's the dumbest thing you've seen so far? Jonathan Buckhouse with a turtle on his ass and a fucking strap that holds your beer can to your fucking high back. Like, so you can go ride around with a can of beer. Like, this is peak kookdom right there. Oh god, that's dumb. I don't know. Probably another one would be the dumbasses that decided to put their skis behind my car. Empty fucking parking lot. They had to park this far from my passenger side and put all their shit behind my car. And I'm like, I'm leaving. My friend that was with me even started moving their stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, we got it. Go get in the car." They didn't get it. They didn't move it. I backed over like 3 pairs of skis and just drove off. Fuck them. I don't really give a shit. So that was pretty dumb. I don't know. I've seen a lot of stupid stuff, but man, goddamn those turtle butt pads. I see people with them all the time, and they're like, one, it looks fucking uncomfortable too. You're gonna fall anyways. Like, either fucking go get some like the thinner butt pads. That thing just looks like fucking stupid as shit. Um, let's see, what else have I seen? My favorite was the guy with the tucked in pants with the step-ons on an Orca trying to tell me that he knew more about snowboarding as we were getting on the chairlift, and I was like, no, I don't think you do, sir. I mean, you don't even have real snowboard pants. They look like joggers. So, you know, it's ridiculous. I've seen that stuff. Tommy B. Fact, he went to Japan to spread avian flu. He's over there just eating the birds. Okay. Matthew Collins, do you think it's even worth buying a season pass living in the mid-Atlantic 4-month season? Go look at the average price of the lift ticket to the resort closest to you that you would go to the most. Now go look at the price of the season pass. Now ask yourself, do you go X number of days to equal the exact same amount as lift tickets? If you do, then that is a break-even point. It makes sense. Now ask yourself, do you go double, triple, quadruple that amount? Then yes, it makes sense. Are you going to travel west? Is it a mega pass that allows you to travel west so that you can go to an area that has a longer season? If yes, then that makes sense to it as well. I'm a big proponent of getting season passes because in your mind, it makes you believe that you need to go more to get value out of it because you have this whole season pass. Whereas a lift ticket, you're like, you go for the day and then you take 4, 5, 6 weeks off in a row. Who gives a shit? You're like, whatever. So I'm a very, very big fan of that. Caleb Martin, what do you think of Lobster Snowboards? They're battalions with rebranded graphics on them, and then they changed the carbon layups in them. So, Treeboro01, hey Avran, what would be a good board for a progressing woman rider that's currently riding a Nitro Mystique 52? She's 5'6", 130 pounds, can beat me up and bench presses Volvos. Riding out in the Pacific Northwest. Thank you, sir. If she's progressing, I would look at like the Dynamis, just because you're up in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be a little more damp. It's going to push west. It's going to be a little more damp. It's going to push through that crud a lot easier. As you know, I've been dropping women's top 5 videos, so you can always go check those out as well. There's a bunch of good boards on there, but I really do think the Dynamis is probably the one that stands out the most to me. Okay. Oh, God, John Gacy. Angry for president. No, that's work. Charles E. Fine. If reference stance is too wide, do I move back inward, use the rear, and move front back Aviator 2.0? If this is reference, and then there's another set in, you just go like this. You go. Just always make sure that you have more nose than tail on a directional board. You never want to have more tail than nose. All right. Raymond Chow, how come there hasn't been much Arbor review for a few years now? Because they hired a bunch of new people that didn't like me, so they wouldn't work with me, so it became too much of a hassle. The new guy wants to work with me, but last year I literally hit a point where I had 137 products sitting there, and I was like, I can't. The new guy wants to work with me, but last year I literally hit a point where I had 137 products sitting there, and I was like, I can't physically take on anymore. So I just said, one company's got to go that I'm not going to reach out to or reach back to. That was Arbor. I had to make that decision. I'm actually supposed to talk with them this week, so hopefully we'll get some stuff. The other thing is, it looks like we should be able to hire a new person to come on and do reviews. It's my boy Thunder Cheeks. He's worked at Powder Tools and Steamboat. Kid's amazing. So I really value his opinion. So all the members of Angry Snowboarder VIP, that's what you're funding right now, is literally onboarding him and a video editor, as well as buying a new camera, microphone, light setup, and computers for stuff. So we're basically going to try to expand this off season. But yeah, so Arbor's on the list. Cosmetronic Haze, I'm a part of the Camera cult. No, it's the Camera cult. Similar to the Camera cult. No. Cult. No, it's the Camera cult. Similar to the Camera cult. No. No, you're like a Seventh-day Adventist. We don't want to talk about this, but we are nudists. No, you're not. Aaron, what's a more affordable version of the Rome cleaver? The DOD from Rome. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Looking for some more questions. Oh, shit. Kind of bouncing around here. Jesus Christ. Hamster cooled me. My head. Herbert Marmaton gets stuck in the Burton step on the same way. I had to hit the lever with a rock to get her out of it. Jesus Christ. Oh, PSA. Arizona Snow Bowl had Malort drink specials last week. Y'all missed out. It's true. But did you really? Did your taste buds miss out? And thoughts on the Jones meteorite for Barney's? Going to demo them tomorrow. Also, A8. Meteorite's too soft for that board. You want to bump up to at least the Mercury from Jones. The A8's a great matchup, though, for the Peace Seeker. You never have to worry about that one. Oof, lose. All right, we got a super chat from Beziums. Where did the new trend of wearing a hoodie inside your bib come from? As if snow in these kids' boots wasn't enough. That's always kind of been the trend with it for a while. I've seen that for years and years and years. It works until someone eats shit and it goes down there. But I want to just blame dope and Montec. After all, when you sell a $100 hoodie that doesn't protect you, you got to put something over it. So you put the shitty bibs that you bought from them too. Ooh, pick a random question for a spin. All right. Let's see. Let's find one. Let's see. Michael Jackson, Uncle Avran, what usually causes a binding to be a little squeaky when moving laterally? All that is so you've got brand new screws holding that disc down. It's a little bit of disc play just because it's a little tight. There might be excess plastic in there, so it's just creaking in there. It's nothing to worry about. Like binding creak will go away. It's just literally it's not sitting flush just yet. It needs to break in a little bit. Oh, that's a dumb statement. You get put in timeout. Okay. Ooh, small sticker pack. All right. Michael Jackson, you know the deal. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and I'll get that in the mail to you. Everyone that's won stickers in the last few live streams, everything is out now. Okay. Let's see. Got a super chat from Brandon Tauscher. Slim, where are you at? Don't talk about him. He might show up. Besides, I thought he drove the Miata off a cliff and died this summer. Ugh. Ooh, subscriber else, people. All right. Let's see. Let's see where we at. Oh, this is a good one from Jimmy McElroy. What's your strategy for getting out of deep powder when you get stuck? So it sucks to get stuck in deep powder, but it happens. What you ideally hope to have happen is that you still got enough pitch to get your speed back up. If you're in the flats, you're fucked. But you got to unstrap, and it sucks. If you can, what I do when I get stuck, this is what I try to do. Take one arm and just, you want to make a big scoop and go like this. Push all the snow off the nose. Take this arm, boom, tail, vice versa if you're goofy or regular. And you do that. You do that, and you want to dig out some space and then rock and pack it down. And you want to try to get yourself angled so you can. Now, you might have to unstrap the back foot. The reason you don't unstrap both is you'll probably sink, but you want to try to pack down enough with that back foot to get the board on top then, so you'll be able to pick it up, get it level, get it dispersed so all the energy is just dispersed in the weight and everything. Strap back in and go. If you're in the flats and you're going to have to hike out, you got two options. You're either post holing the whole way and hating your life, and if it's super deep, unstrap, lay down on the board, and just paddle. That's the best way to do it. That's the only way. So that's literally the best way to do it, in my opinion. But you always want to try to make sure you got some pitch to ride out on. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Prestige Mobile Detailing. How is the Rome Black Label as a free ride binding? It's not the most powerful. You probably want to go with the cleaver just because it's got the ASIM wrap in it. Like, that's the whole thing with it. Because you don't have the heel cup coming down here, you're going to lose some of that lateral power right here. So you end up just having more play and stuff. Realistically, this is a katana with just a different high back on it. Do you need a $550 binding? No, you don't. Not at all. So, but if you want more power, you go with the cleaver. Honestly, I'd look at the Battalion Astro ASIM wrap if you were looking at the Black Label instead. It's got beefier straps and more dampening underfoot. Okay, let's see. Flabbergasted. I'm going to Japan for the first time, debating bringing the K2 passport or the excavator for pound, sort of all mountain ride. Which should I bring? They're getting snow. Take the excavator. It's more versatile over there. The passport's great if you're going to go ride some groomers and some mellow pow, but you're going to be riding deeper pow. Go take that. So, all right. Let's see. Let's find some more questions. Okay, Alpine Ibex, your thoughts on Telluride Ski Resort? Worth the drive, thanks. I mean, it's off the beaten path, and what's cool is the resort's at the top, and then the mountain goes down. Plus, you might see Tom Cruise or Oprah Winfrey while you're there. I've never actually I've been to the town, but I've never been to the resort, and I pretty much just drove through in there. But you know what? If you're getting off the beaten path, have fun. Okay, Tiggle Biddies. I had a snowboard instructor tell me that riding duck is best for every situation and style of riding, then claim most free ride pros are wrong. There's something to be said about a duck stance. It really comes down to the personal preference, but you got to understand if you go to a progressive stance with posy angles, you're throwing off the natural alignment of your hip flexors in there, and so that will have some effect. Like if you actually look at how most people naturally stand, it's slightly duck foot. They're not sitting around with posy angles. So when if you have hip issues and stuff like that, you got to take that into the problem. Okay, let's see, where were we? Okay, let's see. Henry Degenery, which K2 board for all mountain free ride, everything but park? K2 passport, hands down. If you want something stiffer, bump up to the Alchemist or the Antidote. If you want a little 3D shaping, that's where the Antidote is. Pablo, any tips on getting more confidence for riding faster and steeper terrain? I find myself slowing down too much. Scare yourself once a day. So go up, find a steeper blue run, and point it. Even if it's only at the last half of the run, just do it, or even the first half. Just point it until you get uncomfortable, then speed check, do what you want to do, and just progressively keep doing that. But try to scare yourself once a day on a snowboard. Aaron Barilla, you're a legend, Avran. My pop, no, I'm not. I'm not a legend. Please don't do that. My pops wants to pair the Rome Katanas with the Battalion Thunder. Is that a decent board binding combo? Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Tell them to do it. We're good. All right, we got Lloyd from Canada with the super chat. Spin to win. Oh, we're spinning to win. Oh yeah, drink that Malort, baby. Drink that Malort. Okay. Eric Chen, have 15 days with my K2 boots with the katana binding. Rear binding is making a hole near the ankle strap on the shell. Any way around it? Thank you for the Sunday stream. Making a hole near the ankle strap on the shell. Hang on a minute. Shit. Where are they? So I assume you're talking somewhere like right around here, or else it's this one down here in the back. So this one will wear and then it'll stop if that's what you're talking about in the heel by the ankle strap, right where it connects. Otherwise, if you're talking about this, don't worry about it. It's all just cosmetic. If anything, you could slap a little duct tape over it and call it good enough and be fine with it. But a lot of that is cosmetic. But I would check your strap alignment and make sure that everything's going on and make sure like the strap isn't hitting slightly tucking underneath, or maybe you just need to tape a little bit of the strap, but play around with some duct tape. It'll go a long way. Subscriber else, people. JNX17, a shop kid tried to tell my wife that Never Summer is the Porsche of snowboard. She left and said, I don't like Never Summer. Did she take it too easy on him? Oh, that poor shop kid. He doesn't know any better, and he got a free snowboard from him, so that's it. And he didn't want to bite the hand that feeds him. Oh, that's so sad. The Porsche of snowboarding. No, 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 no. Never summer. Never summer is like the pacer of snowboarding. It's really what it is. It'll get the job done, but there's nothing good about it. No, not even close to the Porsche. I wouldn't even put it into European styling. I mean, if anything, it's like a 1987 IROC with T-tops that somebody swapped out. LS swapped the damn thing and didn't do any other upgrades to the car, and then did a burnout and fucking crashed and fell out the passenger side. Okay, SAC 1607. Hi, Angry. Best mountain for beginner jump progression in North Colorado. Got both passes. So if you're looking to just hit some jumps and really progress, I would go to Woodward at Copper. And here's the reasoning why. You can go lap the Woodward Express chair. When you get off the top and you get into that first little park, there's two very, very tiny jumps. You can come down, and rather than go to the right to go to Central, you can go to the left, go into Peace Park. Those jumps, while not the best right now with the weird snow setups in there, they're not going to kill you if you don't. And then as you work your way down the rest of the run, you've got more jumps to actually work with. Plus, you can cut over to the far left side, and then there's just that natural step down jump. That one's pretty dang solid in there. Realistically, the best jumps in Colorado are still at Breckenridge and Park Lane. But if you're just starting out, you're going to be so intimidated from that drop into the first one because it's such a long roll, and then it's such a long wedge run up to the wedge, even though it's only, I think, like a 12-foot jump. It just looks bigger than it is. It'll intimidate you, but they are some of the smoothest jumps ever. Like, the good thing about Breck jumps is you could go a whole season without hitting them, roll back up the first day of the next season when they have them, and they're consistently the same. Like, Breck jumps just hit different than anything else. But for progression, I would probably just go to Copper and ride the Woodward Express. It's probably the easiest. Plus, you never know. You might see me or Tommy B, and if you see Tommy B, he'll probably give you a pointer if he's not too busy eating a whole bird. You got to watch out. If you see feathers anywhere near Tommy B, it means he's feasting. Oh, well, won yourself a medium sticker pack, sir. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com with your mailing address, and I'll drop that in the mail later this week for you. Okay, Chickled Bro, 50-plus-year-old advanced Ice Coast rider who loves his free thinker but needs a board with similar characteristics that will rip through ice and chunder. Yep, it's got to grip the ice. Ideas? Yeah. Jones Flagship, Jones Stratus right there. There's two. You could even go to like a Rosinal 1 if you wanted to. Let's see what else for good grip in there. You might even like a Yes Typo, although that might be not as tapered enough. So I would actually go with Yes Pick Your Line DCP on ink. That's also super solid in there. If you go with a Ride, just keep the edges sharp. It'll actually grip really, really well. I'd even look at like a Shadow Band to a point. So there's a bunch of for you. Oh. Ryan Stasuziak, any thoughts on fixed bindings? I need to hit up Jason, the owner, and try to get another pair. They've changed their molding since the last time I reviewed them, but I like the idea that they make a modular binding so that all the parts are interchangeable and you can swap them out. The base plates, the last time I rode them, the whole tray and everything were a little big, so there was a bigger dead spot. Their stuff is solid, though, from everything that I've ridden on them. Okay. Jason Belkey, thoughts on Dope Snow? It's fucking trash. It's fucking straight trash. Like, toilet paper is better than this crap. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch my pant deconstruction video. It's like 25 minutes long. I tear apart a pair of their $189 pants. Like, they had butt flaps for pockets that didn't exist. Like, why did you make the flaps but not the pockets? And then when you pull them apart, you realize that they're waterproofing is a 3M heat transfer onto the actual material. So the outer membrane isn't waterproof. So water would actually beat up on it. And then the underlayer and then would be there to protect it. It would separate in there. Single stitch seams, just straight trash. Like straight fucking trash. Hano with the super chat. Saying Gamba. I don't know what Gamba? No, you mean camber. Camber. It's all about camber. You nerds. Okay, Connor Luke, headed to Colorado to snowboard next week for the first time staying in Frisco. What resort should I go to for the least lines and best experience? Depends what you want and what your terms of best experience is. So A-Basin caps day ticket sales. So the busiest day there would only be like 5,000 people, even with season pass holders and whatnot. It's not going to be that busy in a week unless you're going on a Saturday. Saturday will be the fucking pits. But A-Basin will have less lines, steeper terrain. If they get fresh snow, it'll be sick. Loveland's always a good one to go to as well. Big fan of Copper, especially if you get off the lower mountain and start exploring. It's usually not that crowded. If you're there on a Thursday, book your ticket 2 days in advance online for Ski Cooper. It's on the backside of Leadville, so it's about a 20-minute drive past Copper. But they do Thirsty Thursdays, $30 lift tickets. If it is snowed, trust me when I say no one knows how to ride powder there. You can get away with riding anything. David, the moderator, and I were just there, and we were smashing POW all day. I mean, seriously, like 1 PM, still untracked POW. Okay. Ride Vibes, why aren't you in Japan with Tommy? Because I wasn't invited. That's their trip. Plus, this is my busy season for doing a lot of work. I'm trying to onboard 2 people. I'm trying to get like 150 things to review for next year. Like, my life is about to suck for the next 4 months. All right, the muffin pin inside of front knee gets tired and sore after a single day of riding. Any workouts or something to help strengthen it? Squats, you need to put a little tension on the exercise bike. Grab some IT bands, and what you want to do is wrap it around the foot and just do extensions and make sure you tighten it up. Lunges will help you as well. Leg lifts are always good, but it sounds like if the inside of the knee is getting tired, you need to build up that muscle capsule on the top of your quad as well as your calf muscle. So you just need to just exercise a little bit more and kind of get it used to that. Okay. S2000 guy thinking of taking a break from the volume shifted snowboards and looking for an all mountain killer good for fun cruising. 180 pound size 11 boots, Dynamo 56 wide, Dynamo 56. Look at the 57 K2 Passport. I'd even throw in the 57, or what is it? Is it the 57? It's 55. No, it's a 60 wide shadow band from Ride. Maybe even just if you want something directional, it's still good. Check out a Rome Ravine or a Ravine Select. Telling Costanza, thoughts on your arm length is your stance width advice? This would be my stance. That's my arm width. This would be my stance. That's my arm width. That is not my stance. It's your shoulder width. Shoulder width plus 1 inch usually, generally, is a good rule for figuring out your stance width. But here at the end of the day, just remember, all you need is a number 3 screwdriver. Oops, lost some screws. Number 3 screwdriver, and you just and you can change your binding stance. I noticed there's a whole generation of people that do not know how to use a screwdriver. This is a screwdriver. It is very easy to use. If I have to make a video on how people should change their stance widths and have to dumb it down kind of like an explained video, I may take this and just ram it through my ear and kill myself. All right. Okay, we got Span with the super chat. Hey, Angry, would love your thoughts on sizing for a party platter. 7.5 boot, 5'3", 150, 55 pounds. Any binding recommendations as well? So with the 7.5 boot and 150-ish pounds, like you're looking at the 143. Ideally, you could go to the 47, but you probably want the, I think it's a 43 if I remember off the top of my head. Just understand with the 7.5, it's still going to feel slightly sluggish edge to edge. For binding recommendations on a party platter, check out the K2 Lean AT or the Formula, the Rome Vice, the Ride C6. Those are all great options, or even the Union Ultra. Okay. Gonna give you a spin on the wheel, sir. That's right. Drink your Malort. Okay, Joe X. Is the A10s worth the money than the A8s? I can't find A10s in the store or online, but your link. But the A10s are $100 more than the A8s. All you're getting when you go to a higher number in the Ride binding series is stiffer straps, stiffer high back, and that's realistically it. For being on a Ride Peace Seeker, the A8 will be totally fine. Save that $100 and put it towards going to Ride more. You're not going to need more. Just the A8 is more than enough for you. What we got? Where are we going? Where are we going? Whew. All right. Was it about to bounce? Nope. Joe, you got yourself a small sticker pack. You know how to get a hold of me. Give me that mailing address. I'll drop that in the mail for you so you can sticker up that Peace Seeker. Ride vibes. Love it when you troll Tommy in his live streams, man. I don't troll. I go in and I make astute observations about his love of eating whole birds. That man is the reason that the bird population is in decline and our ecosystem is depleting itself and we're all going to die. The man needs to stop eating whole birds on the chairlift. Just opens his mouth and they just fly in. Seriously, I watched him swallow a swallow the other day. All right. Abraham Schissel, have you tried the 143 Telos / No, I'm a 53 guy, not a 43 guy. Okay. Let's see. Charles, you fine. Price check on a 4-foot snowboarding sucks sticker. The winter wagon needs some more horsepower. I am not making a 4-foot wide sticker because 1, that's just a waste of fucking vinyl, and 2, I just don't feel like making one that big. Okay. Let's see. What would be? TWD boards. Avran, what's your go-to snow tire you buy for your car? Would love to hear what people ride in the chat as well. I'm on the what is it? It's a Nokian. It's their winter rated all season. It's like a true winter tire that's all season. It fucking sucks. It does not have the grip of my Hankook Icept Evo 3s that I used to have, but I got a bad batch of Icept Evo 3s the round before I got these Nokians. So I was like, I got to switch tires. On top of the fact, I'm limited to like 7 tires because of the rim size of my car. So for winter tires, 1, the gas mileage on it sucks. 2, it's loud. 3, it does not grip as well as the Icept Evo 3 did. I'd rather go back to the ICEP Diva 3 or even to a Blizzak if I was going to do that. But yeah, I should have probably just, if they, unfortunately, when I bought them, it was like there was just weird issues with getting tires, especially in that size. I should have got the Hacapolitas, but I just didn't, or maybe gone with some Toyos or Pirellis or something. I hunted all over, but it was just like I was in a pinch, and it was literally the only thing my tire shop in Frisco had that I could get. It was still like $1,400. It fucking sucked. Ugh. This is a good one from Fedo Kun, songwriter here. What makes a good song for video parts? It's not necessarily the song, it's how you edit the part to the song that matters. So many people want to slap a shitty beat onto something because it's something they like, or they put that bullshit fucking mumble rap or something that's in the pop culture right then. You want to and then edit to it, even if you have to slow down the clip by like 1, 2, 3, 5%, and you make that match up to it. Like if you want a really, really good idea of something, go look at any old Scott Stevens part. Like when he used Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me, it matched absolutely perfect to it. Or let's see, what was that other one? And I can't think of the name of it, but it's not Ground Control. No, because it's not David Bowie. It's fuck, what is this song? Anyway, Scott Stevens always had really good stuff to it. But when you really break it down to what it is, you want something that's timeless and you remember. It's like Gigi's part with Devo from Back in Black. I remember that song. Every time I hear that, I think of Gigi. Like it matched his style of riding to it. And years later, my friend Jamal actually made a video part song. Your writing kind of matches it, but it's overshadowed by that. Like you want to think of something that when you're doing it, it matches what you're doing, how you're hitting everything in it. Like I was editing a video for my boy Crowbar. It was him riding the sushi in the park in the spring, and so I used the song that I used was fuck was it? It was Miami 1985. It was a synthwave song, but it was VHS Dream. It was VHS Dreams, but I matched it because they used audio from the Lost Boys in it. And in the one part, they're like, "We believe in truth, justice, and the American dream." And I timed it just right. So when he said American dream, he was spraying a skier that fell in the land or in the takeoff of a jump. Didn't even fall in the landing. The fucker fell in the takeoff in there. But that's the whole is like you want to make sure when you're doing that, like the beat, you want to make sure that the bass line matches, the drum is hitting, especially if it's the hi-hat. You want to have the hi-hat hitting at certain things, and then the snare, and then the tom, and all that stuff going in there, and then the bass drum kicks in. And then you want to have it have a catchy hook to it as well. If it's got lyrics, you want a lyric that makes it stand out. And that goes back to the whole Scott Stevens thing. So like Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me. Now, great song. I love that. But the cover of it by, what's her name? Vanessa Darling. I think it's Vanessa Darling. Her cover of it is more ethereal and it sounds more like Mazzy Star to it. And I love the way that song, and that's something that's a song that I've looked at. And I was like, someone needs to use this with it. And I feel like that you could do that to something that's a little more slow powder oriented. And you want to make sure that any cut scenes or B-roll that you put in also matches to the chorus and whatnot. So hopefully that answers that question. All right. Brandon, repenting for my sins on Black Friday, pray to the altar of snowboarding, stay angry, spray skiers. Say 10 hail slims and you'll be absolved of all your sins. I really do need to buy a fake priest outfit so we can do Sunday shred sermons. Ooh, pick a random question for a spin. Let's see what we got here. Let's find something. Let's see. All right, we'll take this one from Abraham Schissel. Do you think I need a powder board to ride a steamboat this year? Fuck yeah! Oh my god! Have you seen the snow report for next week? I'm not talking this like current week starting tomorrow. I'm talking like the week after. Fuck, dude, you need a powder board. Go down and see Bernie or Curtis at Powder Tools. Hell, go even see Harrison or Carl. Tell them I sent you. Tell them you need to go demo a powder board and let them set you up. Shout out to Powder Tools, one of my local shops. These guys take care of me. And remember to eat your muscle cheese. Okay. All right. We got Anthony Hawkins. Spin for a big dump this week in Vermont. Thursday stream is the best stream. Eat bacon, not birds. That's right. Thursday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard this week. I will be here. I'll be back. We'll talk. It'll be great. True story. I caught Tommy B sitting on a bird's nest trying to hatch the eggs so that he could eat them. Tickle Biddies, which amplet out of the centrifugal line would you ride as a daily driver? Probably like the Soli Grail. I think that one would be like my go-to. It's just more approachable. Like the Pennaquark and UNW8 are just a little too much for me. So I think that would be what I would go with. Joe X, thank you, man. Haven't been wrong yet. Hit 50 miles per hour today. Yeah, but you got to hit 88 miles per hour so you can go back in time and tell yourself sooner that you needed this board. It's a whole vicious cycle. Person 3 above gets a spin. 1, 2, 3. All right. That goes to Aaron Barella. He's getting a spin. We're doing this. All right, Aaron, won yourself a small sticker pack. Hit me up, Avran, and I'll get that in the mail to you. Okay. BZ, how difficult will the transition from a flat to rocker K2 ray gun to a full camber board be? What will be the noticeable differences? So with a flat to rocker, you got this elevation outside where the contact points would be at the tip. So you can be a little more loose. It's not as precise, and it also engages slightly quicker. It has this unique roll on edge. When you're going to camber, there's more edge bite out at the tip of the tail. This is where edge catch comes in and where you can actually hook and feel it. The other thing is with that flat to rocker, when you roll back on the tail and then pop, it's very skate-like. You're not having to engage it. With camber, you're putting that downward weight rolling. The board's going to fight you as it comes up, and as you pop back, you're going to get more spring. Basically, any bad habits you have because you were on flat to rocker, you're going to notice right away, probably eat shit, die a few times until you figure out that you're not steering right underfoot, you're steering outside your feet towards the tip and the tail. Right. Okay. Okay, let's see. Joe S89, you ever had the chance to ride prior boards from Whistler? Oh, God, I haven't ridden a prior in probably almost 20 years. I don't even, Because didn't the owner die in an avalanche or a backcountry accident and someone new's got the company? I don't even know what's going on over there. Zeke316 Angry, would you in the future make a list for shop buyers of top boards they stock in the shop? YouTubers have an influence over the masses' thoughts. So I'm actually, that's funny you mentioned that. I'm actually trying to convince my local shop, the Underground here, Andy, the owner. I'm like, you need to carry Mega Mercuries. I'm going to try to make a deal with him and be like, carry a size run of Mega Mercuries. What doesn't sell by January 15th, I'll buy the rest of them just to prove a point that they will sell. And so, anyways, but there's that. But I've been working with In-Flight Snowboard Shop in Seal Beach, California. They don't have like an online affiliate program, so they just wanted to pay me to promote them where I can and put their links in certain reviews for Karua, Amplid, stuff like that. But one of the things that they asked in the deal was, would you be willing? They asked me, they're like, Avran, would you be willing to help us when we're doing our snowboard buy for the next year, pick what we should carry? And I said, I'd have no problem with that. So any shop that wants that, I'm not going to just do that for free because it doesn't benefit me to give my time like that for years that I've done in the past to do that. But any shop that works with me and asks me, I will gladly do that. So if Steve at Gravity asked me, if Andy at Underground asked me, Bernie and Curtis up at P Tools and Jake Jarvis, I would talk to them and give them my 2 cents on stuff and just try to help where I can. So any little shop that I do, which goes to the point that any little shop that has an online presence but doesn't know where to get into the affiliate space, I can either set you up with the programs that I work with, but it's going to cost you and to be time conducive, or you can just pay me directly and we can work out a plan. I would love to work with more local shops on that level where I just like every month I knew I was getting a check, even if it was only like 3, 4, 6 months, whatever their season is. And I'd be willing to help them with buys and stuff like that in there. Do I think that, like you said, do I think I have an influence on things? I know I have an influence on things. Do I think Buckhouse, Kevin, and that shit do? No, I think they just tell stupid people to buy stupid product. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, where were we? All right, we got a super chat from Letters Spin for Slimothy J. Whitman III, DDS Esquire. Subscriber else, people. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, where were we? This is great advice from DWD boards. If you're too tired to stand up and strap in, you should probably call it a day. Facts. Facts. Some fucking hill sitter was trying to argue with me that it was okay to sit down to strap in. I was like, you're using twice as much energy. And he's like, well, I was tired, so I sat down. And I'm like, you were tired at Breckenridge with the largest flat section once you get off the Colorado chair to strap in. And you still sat down. And then you ended up having to duck walk 50 feet. You used 10 times more energy. Blows my mind. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Oh, well. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you should go check out Burton's latest post. I left some choice words on their video that they timed a guy strapping in, and I've never seen someone crank a binding that tight. Literally took the dude like a minute and a half to strap in, and they're like, "This is why step on is better." I was like, "Step on is not better. It'll never be better." I was like, "Burton, the kings of fucking making mediocre product for everyone, and then trying to greenwash it and be woke and do all this shit. Like, fuck you, Burton." Oh God. All right. All right. What do we got? All right. Anyways, people, if you're just getting in here, get those questions in. I'm trying to answer them. Put them in that chat box. I want to see what I got to do because I've been here about an hour. I'm going to take a few more, hang out for a little bit. But Thursdays will be live stream at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Will definitely be the big live stream of the week. Going to kind of talk about what I saw at the On Snow demo at Loveland for the next year's stuff. So, yeah. David Dixon, any word on if gear will be getting a price jump for next season, or should I be a good capitalist and buy now? I'd buy now because I'm pretty sure stuff's going to jump again. We already saw a slight increase this year, and I think we're going to see another one. The one good thing that's going on that might stabilize price increases is that freight shipping has started to come back down to normal levels, and that could benefit all of us. Ugh. Dan Rao, are there any non-kook riders in the X Games? I haven't watched the X. It's all about natural selection at this point in my life, or watching an edit from Snowboy Productions. Literally, Burton overcharges because of their name. And anyone that tells me they make a fair price, like, fucking blows my mind. Oh. Wait, is tonight the X Games? Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even know. That's how little I give a fuck about that shit. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, so whatever. Ugh. Camille Zamuda, any recommended stores for baggy pants? I mean, stores, like, I don't know. I can tell you a bunch of stores. I don't know what they stock. If you're looking for brands, though, 686 actually makes a baggy pant. Volcom has some stuff. Dakine has some stuff. You want to look at anything that's coming out of South Korea. Those Korean brands tend to be baggier than anything else out there, though. Sento, should I get a Dinosaurs Will Die Holtz or a Capta DOA right now? I'm riding a board that's 610 stiff, flat to rocker. I do not like that new DOA. I don't care what they fucking say. You changed the core and it became softer. It rides like poop. But the Holtz, support the fucking athlete. Holtz is the man. Love Holtz. I need to ride those new DWD boards. They're coming out of a new factory, but Holtz is the man. Ugh. Ugh. Oh God, X Games are next weekend? Ew, gross. Pierce Roberts, best injury you've ever gotten. You want to see a fucking snowboard scar? I'll show you a nice snowboard scar. You like that? You like that? February 25th, 2002, ruptured spleen, completely ripped it in half, had to be airlifted, had my heart restarted twice, 16 units of blood put into me, 32 units of saline, induced coma that I came out of in 2 hours, surprisingly, tried to walk out of the hospital, 9 days in an ICU. Oh yeah, flight for life, $80,000 in debt. Fucking great. That was a good one. Just paid off my elbow. So like this one straight. This arm not straight. Dislocated this 12 years ago on Christmas Day. Still recovering from that one. That's a fun one. I have spinal compression in every vertebrae from 3 to 15% from all the flat landings and shit in there. I have no cartilage in either of my knees. My meniscuses are both gone. I have no meniscus in there. I've had 23 concussions, and as a result, I have 2 holes in the base of my brain that we don't know what that's from. So yes, I have paid my dues in snowboarding. I do not recommend any of that to anyone. Ugh. So yeah. Oh no, thoughts on true outerwear. That's some real skier shit. Like the last time I tried it on, it had the weirdest fucking cuts on it. I don't even know how that company's still in business. I think it's because they partnered with Evo or something, but like they used to make some crazy technical shit, but their fabric, all the material was just super thick and heavy. Ugh. Okay, Travis Varga Films. Is they based on the Icon Pass now in California now? If that was for sure my favorite mountain when I lived in Colorado. You get 5 days at A Basin on your Icon Pass. That's it. Ugh. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got a super chat from Baotang. How much damage can an edge take until there's basically no more metal to tune? Surprisingly, a lot more than people think. Like that stuff is like those edges are stronger. It also depends on how thick the actual edge is. Like Nitro makes a thicker edge, Jones has a thicker edge. Some have thinner edges. It really comes down to it. Also depends what you're doing to it, how it's being ground down and stuff. Like, I mean, if you're slamming it into shit and denting it and it's cracking and separating and stuff, there's really not much hope for it. But if you're just generally riding, getting it tuned a couple times a season and stuff, you're still going to have that thing for years as long as you're taking care of it. And remember to spray skiers. Let's see. JT, hey Avran, saw a deal on a 2022 Evil Twin with also 2022 now IPOs. What kind of riding do you think this combo would give me? So the IPO is still it's going to be it's softer in the high back and the strap, so it actually allows that binding to have a little bit of lateral flex in there. What you're going to get is more power out of that skate tech from toe to heel edge, which will help compensate for the loose feel that you might get on ice or firmer snow just due to the 3BT. That Evil Twin, though, is personally like I think it's the best version that the Evil Twin has ever had. It's got good pop. I think that 3BT they finally made it a little bit wider, so it's a little more stable as well. So yeah. All right. Dustin Nutt, David Hasselhoff. Hey, what do you think about the Stranded Cheater? I haven't ridden it. I haven't even looked at it. I really have no thoughts on it. So so yeah. Man. Okay. Why does everyone want to know about mountain rage stories? I've had plenty of them. I fucking almost killed people. All right, we got our boy Carlos Enriquez with the super chat. What's up, fam? PSA new boot blues is the worst. Oh, breaking in boots mid-season. Oof, that's brutal, bud. That's brutal. Take your old liners out of the old boots, shove them in the new shell. Might expedite it just a little bit there. And remember to ollie some slow signs. So yeah. MJV14, what 2023, 2024 boards binds are you the most excited about? New Rome Black Label, Katana, the Rene Renecongas Renegade, the Aeronaut from Capita. I want to look at some of the new battalion stuff. That looks really good. Hopefully, Nidecker overhauled some of their line because it was a little underwhelming in there. The new Yes stuff looks really good. Nitro's always got something going on in there. Basically, Tuesday is going to be my first look at everything, and I'm just going to be walking around, talking to people, and checking it out. All right. Okay, Chris Yee, I'm looking into a board a little more damp and better charging than my Nitro Dropper, but still freestyle friendly, considering the Passport or Ravine Select. Thoughts? I was going to say Transition Finder from Karua. Ravine Select to a point would be there, but you're going to go a little more directional. Passport will be damper. It'll have more snap, but it's so incremental from the dropout. That's kind of a lateral move for you. Anthony Hawking, what puffy butt protector toys are you excited for in 2023? I'm waiting for that Jonathan Buckhouse Pro Model butt plug / butt stopper thing because you know he's going to do it. Oh my God, that guy's such a fucking kook. Ugh. All right, well, let's see. Oh, man. Well, don't think we got any more questions. Oh, for anyone that's asking me if I'm traveling anywhere to ride this year, no, we're about to go into review season. That went completely out the window. My plans went. So, natural diversity, summer sesh on Hood, not ruling it out, but I have to go to a wedding in New York on the 4th of July. So it'd probably be more likely I'm going to go to Big Snow this summer. Plus, I can drive out, drop my dog off with my parents, and then see the family. Okay, David off Black Dynamite. Hey man, do you know of any good U.S. rope tow parks other than Trollhagen? Bonus points if you know of any on the East Coast. Dark Side Snowboard Shop in Vermont bought a Tow Pro rope tow and put it in behind the shop. I know that much. I think you have to sign a waiver, but it's there. As long as they have snow, it's open. It's funny that Big Snow has a rope tow and they never fucking use it. In there, and then there's the Rope Ranch in Maine, but I don't know if that's open to the public. But that's Will Mayo, the owner of Tow Pro. He's building it out right now. Like I was actually watching a video. They built to expedite the jumps that they were building. They actually built like log scaffolding to build everything, to build the bases of stuff. So he's hitting jumps with it today. So there's that. Otherwise, can't really think of anything, mainly because I just don't care to ever go to the East Coast, really. No offense. It's just, I lived there for 22 years. I don't need to go back. Yeah, nerds. Santo, you should bring back weekly top 5. It's back. It did, like, I went on vacation. It hasn't gone anywhere. Women got a bonus one today. There was one last week. There's going to be another one this week. Like, they're there. Click the bell, get the notifications. Tomahawk came back to snowboarding after a few year hiatus. Do you think pro models still sell boards? They do and they don't. Here's the thing. They don't sell snowboards to people that snowboard. They sell to snowboarders. Now, the difference is the pro model as we know it, because I think around 2000, sometime between 2007 to 2009, up to about 2017, 2018, there's a bunch of fucking idiots running the snowboard industry. We allowed too many people that are people that snowboard and not snowboarders to run the industry. Kind of fucked everything up. I think we're going back to seeing more pro models, and they will actually sell because they're associated with pros. But the idea that I think like the bro model means more than the pro model, but I think we're getting back to actual pro models selling in people's names. I mean, you look at it like Zeb Powell definitely moves boards because of who he is. Renee Renikongas will move boards because of who he is in there. Sean White is not selling white space boards because he's Sean White. He's selling them because of his partnership with Backcountry. You know, That's so there's that, like the idea of the pro model as we know it is different. The mega pro, Scott Stevens, he sells boards because he's Scott Stevens in there, but other people like Arthur Longo will have a pro model next year that will sell because it's Arthur Longo. Okay, let's see what else we got on. Let's see. Hawks fan, ever going to do a top 5 where you're not a podcast guy? No, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay. Raul Duke, I buy white space so I feel cool inside when I ride with no friends, just like Sean. And Sean's laughing the whole time, going, I got your money, bitch. And now I can sit around in Encinitas or wherever. So, oh well. Dan Rao, why don't any big Colorado resorts have tow parks? Well, one, so you're gonna have someone have to man it. It's this. I know that Will from TowPro was talking to Woodward about putting one into Central Park, and he was working on it. Winter Park actually had one in the preseason, so that you could actually do that with them. But I don't think they're running it now. I don't know. I don't go to Winter Park. That place sucks. It's scary over there. It's scary. A lot of meth heads. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Matthew Collins, top 5 kookiest YouTube vloggers. I don't watch these people. I don't know who they are. Unless people send me clips, I'm just like, people will be like, did you see this? And I was like, who the fuck is this person? I don't know who this person is. And then I was like, oh, this video's been up for 3 weeks and it's got 1,000 views. I don't, they'll fucking give up on it. I don't know. There's a lot of really shitty people out there giving shitty advice, trying to chase the YouTube dreams. I was like, I mean, cool if it's a fucking hobby, but when you try to make it your job and you're really ruining snowboarding. Go live in the moment, people. Nelson Ayala, any thoughts on parking fees for single occupancy vehicles? Think it will make a difference on traffic? No, it's never going to make a difference on traffic. That whole, like, you're not going to get people to carpool unless they want to carpool. I don't carpool. I don't give a fuck. I show up. I leave. I leave on my terms. For years, I used to take 2 to 3 buses to get to the mountain, depending where I was going. Then when I got the car, I was like, fuck it. I'm not going back to that. I'm not carpooling. Like, I might pick up a hitchhiker here every now and then, be like, get the fuck in. Mainly because I'll be like, well, they look like they know what they're doing. But 9 times out of 10, then they talk to me and I'm like, oh, fuck. They talked at me. Ugh, in that. But I don't know. I buy a parking pass to Copper so I can park front row. Like, I don't deal with bullshit. I literally, there'll be a line of traffic to the peasant lot and I'll be like, see a suckers, get in that right lane and just drive the mile into Copper, pull into the flyer lot. There's like 10 cars, park my car and be like, peasants. So. Okay, Tyler Strand, picking between a Captain Mercury, Ride Berserker, and Nitro Mountain for an all mountain powder board. Any suggestions? 6 foot, 170 pounds, size 10 boots. You don't want the Mercury if you're going more all mountain powder. You'd be better off with a Black Snowbird of Death, a Navigator, or a Kazoo, depending on what flex you want if you did Capita. Honestly, out of the 3 that you have, personally, my favorite in that list is the Nitro Mountain. It's an underrated board. I would probably go with that. It's just, it feels more versatile than the other 2 that you have in there. The Berserkers, like, you can more charge with it. It's a little stiffer. It's got a lot more aggressive snap. The Mercury is more all mountain freestyle than like a powder specific board. Ugh. Jaden, what's your opinion on Icon versus Epic? I don't know. I haven't been to an Epic resort in like 8 years. I'm fucking banned for life. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. When I drive down Main Street, Breckenridge, when I'm going to Copper, and the fucking lift line to the gondolas past Blue River Bistro on Main Street, I'm like, something's fucking wrong. So, all right. Anyways, all right. Okay, well, questions are slowing down. I want to go to bed after I eat some more food. So I think we're going to call it a night tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you're new here, just subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out. Thursday, I'll be back with another live stream, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So check that out. New explained video on Monday, new top 5 on Wednesday for you guys. So you got content coming out. Anyways, I'll see you guys in another video.